My addiction didn't span super long. I started using like hard drugs when I was probably like 18 or 19. Graduated to the hardest of the hard, heroin, when I was about 21. And that lasted probably until I got clean at 25. Within that time, I went from, living with my dad, like upper middle class neighborhood in Vancouver, Washington, to literally like living on the streets in downtown Portland. What kept me in the cycle of addiction, for one, addiction is really powerful, There's a lot of stuff going on around you that looks really bad. The physical withdrawals from heroin are really bad. And you get to a point to where you're living the same thing every day, and it just is really terrible. But I had like this force, this drive behind me that wasn't gonna allow me to give up or quit. When I went to 4D, I felt like that was my experience, that was like home for me. It was full of people that were like exactly like me, trying to accomplish the same thing in various ways, not just one way. In treatment, it's this linear process. You go in, you gotta meet all these requirements, and you learn a bunch of stuff, and then you graduate. 4D is like this continuum, where like mentors will meet people where they're at.
4D has recovery mentors, and so these recovery mentors have lived experience. They have been through it, have done it, have found recovery, and they are able to help a person walk through whatever they're facing.
So when I was in treatment, it was the first time I met Cody. He came in, he was sitting by the pool table, and the first thing I noticed was his shoes.
We had bonded over sneakers. That was a big thing. Adrian had this look on his face, and it was the same look that I had when I came into the program and when I was trying to get clean. And it's a look of like confusion and like what's next, and I could relate instantly. I used to draw them in with sneakers, and then from there, I had shown them, hey, this is how you get it. You stay clean. You work a program. You complete treatment. You do these little steps one at a time, and then you will have all the sneakers you want.
And then I started to, realize who I am, like who I was before all of this. That's the person started to shine through. My first impressions of 4D, I thought it was pretty dope, like we were doing a bunch of fun stuff, activities. It was centered around stuff that was gonna be fun and conducive to our recovery. There's a pool table there, there's a PS4 there, the meeting room and everything has graffiti and a bunch of cool artwork, like the place is literally for young people. It's like a clubhouse, it basically is like home. And ever since then, we've been rocking. He would come pick me up, 1 to 2 days a week for 4 hours. And then he started to sprinkle little seeds here and there about like, hey, you can work at 4D. In my eyes, it was like my dream job. I was like, that would be wonderful. Like this place is like just such a breath of fresh air. So I listened to him. I kept coming around, I kept being in the right places around the right people. And eventually that thought, that dream, that hope, became a reality.
When Adrian got hired at 4D, like that was a big moment for Adrian. Adrian had got a job that was like an actual career.
Being a father in early recovery and being able to do that successfully really does a lot for your self-esteem as a human being. I mean, I believe that she's one of the main reasons, because I've got to do it. If I can't stay afloat, then like what's gonna happen to her? Now, with all the support that I have and being able to make it to this point and be a good father and be successful, it's really rewarding. Like I could kind of sit back and be like, look, I got this, like she's fine, she's gonna be fine, and I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure it stays that way. If you were to ask me who can achieve recovery, my answer would be anybody. Because if I can do it, you can do it.